Hi there, it's Peter here. I'm down in the studio at So Fabulous in Brighton's Open Market, and we're going to teach you how to do another fantastic little craft project. Today we're going to go through how to make a little sewing kit, a little thing to keep your needles, your pins, keep everything safe, keep everything together so you can work on the fantastic projects you're going to go forth and do more of. The best things about this project is it's really simple. You don't need a machine, you can do all of this sewing by hand, and it really does look cool. So let's do it. Right, so here we go. First thing you want to do is gather all your bits and bobs together. Get your main fabric, the one with the pattern on, and you're going to put your pattern piece, the paper, on top of it, nice and square to the edges, and pin that in place. Carefully cut around the edges of the paper pattern piece. And then unpin it. And do the same thing on the lining fabric. So that's the other fabric you've got. What you're going to do now is you're going to take those two pieces of fabric you've just cut and pin them together with the patterns on the inside. So the two pieces of fabric facing each other, pin them together along the edges. When you pin these two pieces of fabric together, you need to make sure you leave a gap of about 10 centimetres on one of the longer sides. You're going to use this gap when it's sewn to turn it back through to the right side. Now what you're going to do is draw a line 1 centimetre away from the edge of that fabric all the way around, but remember to leave your gap. So now you're going to sew these two pieces together. You can use a machine if you've got one, but if you're hand stitching, use a back stitch for extra strength. But just remember, start at one side of the gap, work your way all the way around the edge, following that line, and then stop at the other side of the gap. Now you've finished sewing, you've got what looks like a small pillowcase with a hole in the side. That's right, you're doing well. If you've got a hot iron handy, give it a quick press just to get any wrinkles out, but if you don't worry too much, it's not going to affect the end result. And remember to carefully cut off any stray threads. Fold over the corners inside before you turn it around. And what that'll do is give you a nice sharp finish. you want to push the whole thing back through the gap so the pattern comes to the outside again. You can use a pencil or a chopstick or a knitting needle. Just gently push the corners out from the inside to give you a nice sharp finish on the corner. Now you've got your corners all sharp, just give it a quick press with the iron again. So place your fabric down with the pattern side up and place your piece of felt along one of the short edges, leaving about 1 centimetre from the end. So pin your felt in place. And secure down with a running stitch if you're sewing by hand. If you've got a machine, you could use that here as well. Now, turn your fabric over so the pattern's facing down and then fold both of the short edges into the centre. Leave about a centimetre gap between them. From the side, your project should look like this. So you're going to sew the sides together now. If you're doing it by hand, you can use a whip stitch. If you've got a machine, you can also use that. Give about 2 millimetres from the edge. Using chalk or a pencil and a ruler, draw a line directly down the middle of the pocket side. So now you're going to sew along that line to secure the pocket in place. Use a back stitch if you're hand sewing for extra strength, or again you can use your machine if you've got one. Hey, so there we go, we're done. You've probably got a little prick on your finger by now from all that hand sewing, but it's okay. Look at what you made. So you've got a nice little kit, got space to put your needles and your pins, keep them safe, stop yourself hurting yourself. You've got little pockets, you can just keep all your little bits and bobs in for your sewing, and you can use that to go and do all the fabulous making you're going to be doing. Good on you. Well done.